Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Mission Possible tutorial. In this video you're going to learn how to set up all the various settings on your iPad, including we'll start today with mail, contacts, and calendars. We want to go ahead and set up our CCA email. And the next button to push will be right here, Add Account. And we're going to choose Microsoft Exchange. When you come into this screen here, you're going to actually be typing your CCA email address and your password right in that next screen, and it will either change the description here to CCA Eagles, or it can be left Exchange, your choice. When you hit the next button, I've already got it set up, so I'm going to show you where it's going to take you next. It's going to actually bring you to a screen that looks kind of like this, and I want you to go ahead and enter in your information just this way. And so you'll notice that the email address copied over. You want to choose the server as mail.ccftl.org. The domain should be CalvaryFTL. You'll type your username once again as your first name, last initial, without the @ccaeagles.org, and your password copied over from the other page. You will not see these two items right here, use SSL and the S/MIME. Those will be there after you say done or next, and yours is going to verify, and then you'll come into that screen that looks like this. You're going to have your mail, contacts, and calendars and reminders all turned on from your CCA account. And once again, you won't see these two items at the bottom until you click on Done. But when you click on Done, I want you to go ahead back and choose that Exchange account, and you'll see that now those choices are available. And I want you to click right here where it says Mail Days to Sync, and change that from 3 days to the 1 month limit. This will allow 1 month of email to be saved on your iPad without having to go back to the server to retrieve it. I don't recommend choosing no limit because your iPad could fill up, and I don't want you to worry that you're going to lose email, because you will not lose it. It will still be saved on the server, just not saved on your iPad. So go ahead and click Done there, and we'll continue with a few more settings. Our next spot is right here where we fetch new data. Change that please from manually to every 15 minutes so that your mail will be coming in on its own. And then after you've changed that there, you might want to change your default number of mail messages to show from 200. I'm sorry, yours will be on 50. You might want to change it to a little bit more recent messages to keep. And that's a choice that you have to do that. There's many other options here under Mail that you can choose from. One of them I want to point out to you is that if you have more than one account, you can choose which one is your default account. I suggest making your Exchange or CCA Eagles your work account your default, and then your personal email address can be, you can always send from it. It just won't be the one that automatically defaults as your send. I wanted to also show you here under calendars, or I'm sorry, under mail, that your signature is right here. And so if you want it to say something different than sent from my iPad, you can go ahead and change your signature there. You could put your name and your office extension and so on and so forth there. I leave mine as sent from my iPad so that people will know that I sent from a mobile device, and that will be clear to them. So that's how you set up your CCA mail. You would do the same thing right up here at the top, add another account if you want to add your Gmail account or your own personal home account. A couple of other things I want to point out. Right up here is the Wi-Fi button in settings, and you have several choices here. When you're on campus with the CCA network, you should stay on CCA PVT. If you do bump off to guest, you might not get as fast of speed or as much capabilities on the guest network. And when you're at home and you tap on Wi-Fi the first time, you will see your home address your home Wi-Fi listed there, and you can enter your password and it will remember that. I want to point out to you the notifications tab here. Notifications is where you're allowed to determine by app what you would like the app to do to notify you if it has alerts. So I'm going to tap on Mail here and just show you the choices that you have. My Exchange account is here, and you notice that I've chose to have none as my alert style. I don't like to have email alerts popping up while I'm doing other things. I always know that I have plenty of email, and if I'm teaching and broadcasting on an LCD projector, I don't want my email popping up. You could choose to have it pop up at the very top as a banner, or you could choose an alert. I do recommend you turn the badge app icon on for any notifications that you have, and that way you'll know when a notification does pop up which app it came from. So popping back there, we're going to backspace back to notifications. I want to move here over to the General tab where there are several things that I'd like to show you. The first is that your iPad name is right here under About. Please do leave your iPad name as it has been named by the IT department here at CCA. Do not change the name of the iPad, please. To go back to General, it's just a back tab. If you have software updates, they'll show up here. And you would notice that mine is up to date, but yours will have a little update available there. If there is an update, you always want to stay updated. The usage tab is really cool. It will let you know how much storage you have used out of your total storage volume. It will also let you know how much usage since your last full charge. So you can see that I've used my iPad 3 hours and 7 minutes since my last full charge, and it's been on standby for 6 hours and 59 minutes. So that's some interesting information there. Definitely want to call your attention to the AutoLock feature, which is a little bit further down here. If you'll click on AutoLock, you'll notice that yours is defaulted for 2 minutes. I do recommend changing that to at least 10 minutes so that your iPad is not going to sleep on you all the time. And setting a passcode lock is very simple. It's right here. You'll just tap Passcode Lock, and if you want to turn a 4-digit code on so that your iPad cannot be turned on without that 4-digit code, you're just going to tap right there and enter that 4-digit passcode that will require any user of your iPad to enter that code in order to be able to get into your iPad. We did skip over Siri. Yes, the iPad mini does have Siri, and she's kind of fun to use. You'll want to make sure that your Siri is turned on and that you select the English language. I would assume that you want her to give you voice feedback, and you can choose your contact information for her to know who you are. And what you do is to talk to Siri, you press and hold the home button and speak to her. So you would press and hold home and press and hold it, and she will pop up and ask what she can help you with, and then you press the home button to turn her off.
I don't understand. And she will.
Yeah, that's Siri. Okay, back to settings real quickly. And I want to continue on the General tab. Let's see if there's anything else I want to show you underneath here in General. You have a couple of choices here with your side switch. Your iPad has a switch on the top right-hand corner. It would be right up here if your iPad was in landscape mode, and if I turn it into portrait mode, I'll show you that it would be right up here on the side. And you have the choice to keep that defaulted as mute, which is what you have, or you can change that side switch to be the lock rotation button. I choose to keep mine on lock rotation because I read a lot in bed, and so my mute button is actually a 4-finger swipe up and then slide over, and right down here is where you would have your lock rotation button and I have my mute button. So those will switch back and forth. If mute is here, then you'll have lock rotation on the side switch, If the side switch is mute, then you would have lock rotation here. On the back on the general tab here, you do want to keep your multitasking gestures on. And I want to show you one quick cool thing under accessibility here. If you go ahead and tap accessibility and then right down towards the bottom, click on guided access. You want to turn that on and set a passcode for that. And what that allows you to do is hand your iPad to a student, and with a triple click on the home button, 1, 2, 3, you can enter guided access mode. And by pressing start in whatever app you want that student to be in, they are locked into that app only and cannot navigate anywhere else on your iPad without the 4-digit passcode that you've entered. So that is a very useful tool there under the General tab, Accessibility, Guided Access. Your sounds is the next tab down, and I want to show you that this is the screen that you can change your ringer alerts and your calendar alerts and your email sounds. It is also where you can turn your keyboard clicks on or off. If you don't like the little clickety sound of the keyboard, you can permanently turn them off there. Moving on to brightness and wallpaper. This is the screen that you have the option of choosing wallpaper for your lock screen and your home screen. And you do have choices here. Say you want a nice beach scene. You might choose to set that as your lock screen, which would be the screen when you turn your iPad off. And then you could set another color as your home screen, and or you could set both as the same. So you'll notice that on my iPad I have a picture chosen because I do have some cameras available there, and so you could also choose a particular picture and have that be your lock screen or your home screen as well. And so that is what I have done. You'll notice that my home screen has a nice purple paisley behind it, and my lock screen has the picture that I chose there. Back into settings, and I do want to show you something very cool once you do get pictures on your iPad. The picture frame here option in settings will allow you to choose whether you'd like to use your iPad as a digital photo frame, and if you'd like the pictures to dissolve, how many seconds you want each one to show. And the way that you get that to work is by turning your iPad off and then back on. And in the lock screen here, you'll notice this picture button. If you tap on that, it will turn your device into a digital photo frame that will scroll through your pictures, and you can just have that sitting on your desk. So I've got a bunch of random stuff in my pictures from things that I've done, but that's how that works. That takes us through most of the important settings here on your iPad, and I look forward to seeing you on the next mission.